Alan, bridging lenders are very visible in the trade at the moment. Will the activity last beyond the economic downturn?
I think the important thing is this economic downturn, the shockwaves from it are going to last a generation. So I think what's going to drive bridging, certainly for the next 5 years, in my opinion, there is a lack of rental stock available for people who want to rent houses, and clearly it's more difficult to get a mortgage right now, so rental demand is high. So a lot of bridging is based around buy-to-let, so that's going to continue for the foreseeable future. And the other part is the big banks have exited this market, and if you look at what they've got on their plate, it's going to take them a long time to sort that out. So I think the market is going to exist for at least 5 years.
In April this year, Precise teamed up with key mortgage distributors in a bid to clean up the market. What key steps have you taken to help ensure bridging sales process is as transparent as possible?
Okay, we've worked very closely with the bigger networks to start to make the process more transparent, and we've been made preferred bridging partner for many of those big clubs. So it's early days yet, to be fair. We've only been going 6 months on that strategy. We're now moving into phase 2, which is really looking at how do we actually make it even better experience for the broker and the customer. So I have started those conversations just recently with all the clubs and networks. So what my experience is so far, brokers have reacted well to it, so we are seeing more business coming directly from brokers, from the clubs that we have an arrangement with, and they're becoming more interested in the bridging space generally, so they're better qualified or better able to deal with their clients. Previously they might not have known that they could do a bridging case for that particular client, but now that they're aware of it, because we are marketing it quite heavily with the networks, they are doing cases that they previously wouldn't have done. So that's good for them and it's good for the customers as well.
Are higher commission rates in bridging distorting broker deal placement?
That's a real risk, because clearly the proc fees are higher in bridging, but I don't think it's actually the proc fees that are the problem. The problem that I see is some lenders are still paying overrides to brokers. Now, overrides have been outlawed by pretty much every regulator on the planet because they always end up in a bad outcome for the customer. So that practice, which I think is still happening, that clearly could and does distort brokers when they're placing deals. So that needs to be eradicated either by regulation or by campaigning and making the whole process more transparent.
What is the future for non-regulated bridging lenders?
I think that's in their hands. There can be a future for non-regulated bridging lenders, providing they treat their customers fairly. You know, you can operate perfectly in this market. So I think the question more is, what's going to happen to non-regulated bridging lenders who continue with some of the practices that we see in the market today? I think they are going to either get eradicated by the regulator, or they're going to get competed out by lenders like us.
Precise launched into the prime mortgage market at the end of September. What are your ambitions in this space?
We're looking to give our brokers and intermediaries the widest possible mortgage range. So that now includes prime, buy-to-let, near prime and near prime buy-to-let. So prime is just another addition to that. We're also looking to compete directly with high street lenders, certainly in terms of price, and the products that we're going to put out there are going to be very, very competitive, and that's going to be good for brokers. And we've probably seen quite a lot of activity from lenders who are saying direct only. So this is a product that's broker only. So that should help the market quite nicely. It's not going to be billions of pounds of lending. Clearly, we're not as big as some of the players out there, but it is going to be several hundred millions of pounds of lending. So it will make a difference to the broker market, and we hope that brokers receive the product well.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me, Alan.